Hello, everybody. I I made it early. Boy, let's mark this calendar day. Dean will be joining us in a little bit. He had to go pick up his daughter, and so he may be running a few minutes late, but he will be back. He'll be joining us soon. Um, we're going to keep today's show down to about an hour, a little over an hour or so. Um, we will make a call for, you know, closing the list for the day. Just it's been a bit of a crazy day. And Dean was getting a download as he was leaving. He was asking about the energy ran. I said, "Oh, you're getting a download." It's throwing him off a little bit. He'll be through by the time he gets on. Yeah, my morning was crazy though. My husband woke me up. I could hear my alarms going off. I'm diabetic, and I wear a pump and insulin meter. So when my blood sugars hit about 70 and they're falling at a certain rate, the alarms start going off. Well, by the time they woke him up, because he can hear them, but he doesn't know if it's high or low. He doesn't hear the difference of the sound. I don't know why, because the low blood sugar alarm sounds very alarming. Um, it wakes you up. I could hear it, but I wasn't responding to it because I was dropping so fast. So I hit 50. He wakes me up, tells me I need to get up. My alarms are going off. And I couldn't sit up. I was so weak. And I said, honey, you need to go get me something to eat. My blood sugars, I could see it pops up on my phone, which is sitting on a stand. So I could see it. I said, my blood sugars are only 50. I'm just feeling terrible. Here's Dean. And so he brings me goodie bar, which you guys know is like a wafer chocolate all the time, which, on a good day, I would eat half of one.
So
Taste
I
it was exploding. Ah, that looks so good.
a little bit of avocado and some honey mustard.
But then I eat, get my blood sugars back up, and roll over and go back to sleep. Thinking now I need to let it stabilize. I'm up in the 120 good blood sugar now. I'm doing good. About 2 hours later, my heart starts acting up. I have AFib, but I've had ablation surgery, which stops the AFib. But I still go out of rhythm every once in a while, just for good measure. My guides just want me to be aware that I am still alive and that heart works, sort of. I get a beat, a long pause, and I'm like waiting for the next beat, because when your heart doesn't beat in a rhythm, you notice it. Then it goes beat, 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 beat. Long pause. One beat again. Long pause. And my watch starts blowing up, telling me, "Oh, you're," because my watch reads my pulse rate and my um, EKG constantly, and when my heart goes out of whack, it starts telling me I'm in AFib. And I'm like, "Oh my god, no, no, no!" So I take, I'm monitoring it now, and I'm watching it. It only lasted 3 minutes, which isn't very long. Um, and if anybody ever sees the commercials, when you go into atrial fibrillation, that pause in your heartbeat can cause your blood to stop going through your heart, which causes your blood to coagulate, which causes sometimes small little blood clots. Then you start throwing blood clots. That's why you see the commercials where they say, if your heart's not in rhythm and you're noticing it, skipping beats, not beating a constant rhythm, go see your doctor, talk to your doctor about it. Because what you're doing is, it's a leading cause of strokes in America. And I've had 5 strokes in my life. And well, I've had 6 now because I had one post surgery when I was in the hospital in December. I had a post surgical embolism in my lung, which is not uncommon, especially if you have my heart. But I also have a weak valve in my heart that causes me to throw little tiny blood clots. So it's a medical problem. I'm very aware of. My cardiologist is very aware of. I always stay in contact with it. But so I got up finally. My heart calmed down. It went back in rhythm. I checked my EKG several times obsessively. Blood pressure had come down. My pulse rate had shot up to like it runs low when I sleep, anyways. So it shot up from like the mid 50s to up over 108, like boom, instantly when I started going into AFib, which also throws you off and it sort of gives you an adrenaline pump. Probably why the AFib stopped. It's like getting shocked with adrenaline. But it's just like, oh gosh. So I get up and now I'm feeling sort of wonky between the low blood sugars and then that little episode of AFib. I thought, God, I just need a cup of coffee. So I'm feeling like hungover, but I don't drink. But and I didn't even take any medication last night before I went to bed, and nothing, no allergy medicine, nothing. And I wandered in the kitchen to make a cup of coffee. I said, "Yeah, this is what I need: is a really good jolt of coffee this morning, kick me into gear." I hope my heart doesn't go nuts. And about that time, Dean, if anybody watched this last night, Dean was dying. We did a really late show last night, and he was so tired. He was dragging, but it was fun. We had a lot of fun last night. So if you didn't watch last night's show, go back and watch the replay. We had some great readings, and anyways, yeah, that was my interesting morning. And I couldn't believe Dean called me at 7 o'clock my time. I'm Eastern, he's Central. So he's 2 hours later, but he was up and running this morning. And you feeling better?
Mm.
So, anyways, I was sort of gabbing, me, catching everybody up. But yeah, I've been doing good. We went out dancing both Friday and Saturday night again last night. Bam was fantastic. Of course, I was really energized doing readings. Hey, JR. Did a really fun reading for JR last night. I'm just going to. Hi, Snow. And of course, I think
20 minutes.
What?
20 minutes. Go ahead, give me the place.
Yeah, jeez. Grandma has been on ever so needed errands. Anyways, sorry about the interruption. He knows I'm lying. People forget stuff. Anyways, it was really fun last night. And of course, I couldn't sleep last night after reading for 2 hours. So I ended up meditating for 2 hours. That's probably what I did. I overdid it. I did a bunch of light work last night on people I knew that needed some healing lights. And some on my husband last night. He's bouncing around today like he hasn't been dancing. So it's interesting. And been a little bit of a crazy morning. I like you. I just had a slice of avocado toast. Love our avocados.
And I just have a little veggie platter right here since I really have a body to eat today. So
I had some cottage cheese and some fruit. So yeah, we're about on the same page here.
Yeah. And I'm on my second cup of coffee. Yay.
I'm a cup of coffee. Don't live home without it.
This avocado mix was really spicy.
So today's beautiful here. We're supposed to be cooling off to 88 degrees today. We've been in the mid 90s. I'm in Central California, so when we get hot, those that live in Arizona, a few people in Arizona, those that live in Arizona can relate because they get it worse than we do. But yeah, this heat, I hope this isn't a sign of a hot summer. I hope not. We had a really wet winter, and usually our wet winters are followed by reasonable summers. But we're supposed to be back into the 80s all this next week, so which is normal for our May going into June. So I'm hoping so.
So I'm looking at our list, Kathy.
Yeah, I have to figure out how to give you control.
Denise McMullen. For some reason, Denise McMullen.
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like we need to give her a full reading.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll start with Denise then. And
I'm just hearing that. Sorry, I haven't really eaten all day.
no, we always do that. We
No, I'm telling them sorry because I'm eating.
in the room in every week. Tammy would be the only full reading.
No, not even. That's not that, Kathy. I just took a bite of food and I'm telling them sorry
Right.
because I'm eating.
But yeah, so we decided to just randomly whoever spirit picks.
What cards are you using today?
I'm going to use my
Okay.
machete. And of course, my good faithful postcards are right here at hand. That's so funny. If anybody that follows Brenda watched Brenda's show today, when I came in the room, she just felt the need to do a reading for me, really. And I've been doing some program planning and thinking about some of the things to do. Some recorded live streams that I've been tossing around and just sort of help build my numbers, get back out there into the community more because I've been off for so long, trying to figuring out how to post shorts and all that. I've never. I need to get back on track and make new cover pages and stuff. I've been so focused on my healing that I'm just starting to get that life energy back finally. Thank you, God. But and thank everybody for the prayers. I'm so grateful for all the love and support I've had from the whole community. But yeah, and suddenly I've had a couple people ask for readings recently. I haven't been advertising that I'm starting doing readings, but my guys were talking about it off and on all week. I've been hearing them talk about, you should get back into readings and stuff like that, private readings. It's been a while since I've done them, but I really enjoy doing them because it's face to face, it's one on one, and I channel when I read. And when I'm doing private readings, a lot of it comes through channel and connect with your loved ones and everything. And just because you want to talk to somebody specific doesn't mean that's necessarily who's going to show up, because sometimes you have a relative that just has a message, and that'll happen when Dean and I are reading. If I interrupt Dean and make a comment that I just blurt out like over him, that's because I'm channeling, and sometimes I forget to filter because I'm a real open channel, and so when I'm talking to people, sometimes I'll just, when Dean and I were talking this morning, for instance, he was thinking of a question, but he hadn't quite completely formulated, and I answered him. And he says, "Yes, what?" And I said, "Well, that's the answer to the question." He goes, "I haven't finished formulating it yet." I said, "Well, what's the question? What am I answering?" So he tells me, and then we laugh about it. And then he says, "Well, I've got one," and I don't know, my guys were being really sarcastic this morning, which is great because spirit does have humor. So once you get that open communication with your spirit guides and stuff, you'll find that they're quite humorous. And so I don't know, he was thinking of like a joke question to ask me, and they're like, come on, back and forth, type it. And so I'm just blurring out what they're saying. He goes, I said, "What is your question?" I said, because these guys are laughing. I mean, they're just rolling on the floor laughing. And they're like, tick tock, time's a wasting, get it out, formulate that question. It was just really hilarious. But yeah, sometimes I do that. But if I do that, I'm not trying to be rude. I try to stop myself from interrupting him when he's in there. Or he'll be looking in a card and he'll be fishing for the word of my guys. Tell me what he's looking for. Because he hasn't got, I do that all the time. He does it for me. He knows I'm looking for that specific word. And he'll like run down a little checklist of this one she used most frequently. Because again, I always call them laughing break parts. Yeah, a little skip in the cognitive sometimes on the surface level, especially when you're working with spirit. And if you're channeling like I do, I'm here. Anybody watch Disneyland, she'll say, I'm 60% them and 40% me, because, yeah, they sort of take over. And you've got this, I've got usually about anywhere from 5 to 7 guides talking to me, sometimes in unison, sometimes with each other. And so it's like I've got people talking on this side of my head constantly, and I hear them very, very audibly, like they're sitting next to me. And when they give me a message, it's like, and here it is, and there it goes, right out my mouth. So, anyways, that's my little quirky thing. And I know I've worked with a couple of readers that thought I was just cutting them off and being rude, and I tried to explain to them, no, I'm channeling this, and I try to filter it, but I don't always catch myself. When spirit has something to say, sometimes I just have you say it. And yeah, it's sometimes hard, and I love Susan Lynn. She's just a wonderful reader. My guides, her guides are like very connected. It's funny because I practice channeling a lot, and I'll listen to her, and because she always says what the question is. And I've got my headset on. I'm listening to her in my ears. And as she asks the questions, I answer them immediately. Practicing my channeling. And then she says what I just said out loud. My husband asked me one day, what are you doing? So I unplugged my headset and I played it. And every time she asked a question, I'd answer it. And then she'd say exactly what I just said. And he goes, well, she just said what you said. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm channeling and I'm just checking myself for accuracy, and it's skill building. And that's one of the things I do. I also will not read online. There's a couple of readers I read with behind the scenes because they told me I can, like Brenda. It's not unusual if I'm channeling. I could even get it typed in because Brenda was channeling my channel. I think our guides were working in unison today, and she was saying it. I was getting it when she was saying it. It was really strange. It almost sounded echoing. TV and the and the computer on at the same time, playing the same thing. But yeah, it's a weird thing. But that's one of the things I've been thinking about doing is talking about the different abilities people, psychics, mediums have, and how to develop those skills and stuff. And I was thinking about doing a series, so not everybody can afford to pay $200-300 to take classes with different people, and I thought maybe I'll just do an educational video on that, touch base with some grounding and meditation, stuff like that, over a period of time, and just do a few things, a whole series of little videos to sort of clarify what these abilities are, how to work within them, how to develop your skills and your relationship with your guides, and things like that. This is something I do when I mentor people. As I work with them, I'm very, very intuitive to what skills people have and helping them get over the little obstacles I put in the way. A lot of people, your worst enemy is yourself, and trusting what you're receiving is one of the hardest things to do. Is always question, oh, did I make this up? Where did that come from? Oh, hey, well, I just heard a voice in my head. And some people hear their own voice. Actually, my guides have their own voices. I hear them with separate voice. I don't hear them in my voice. That cognitive, when I just get a knowing, I always tell everybody when I get a cognitive download, I just know the information. It's boom, it's there. I always try to tell people I'm working with, when you're getting a cognitive hit, When you're thinking something, you contemplate what you think. You filter yourself as you're thinking it. When you're getting a cognitive mediumship type hit, you just know it. It's just a matter of fact. You don't question it until after you heard it. And then if you think about it too long, you'll start questioning it. It's an after the fact questioning rather than a contemplation of thought. I said, and that's usually how I can tell is just me thinking it, my opinion, or is it coming from spirit? Because spirit is like sometimes I'll get it, I'll hear it, I'll visualize it. I mean, it comes in. I've been doing it for so long. It comes in clusters now. It's like I have my own movie theater in front of me. Sometimes it's very strange. It's really strange when it's in motion, and I can see like we're in the car and um, a weird incident that happened. My husband and I were in San Francisco, and I can't remember if he was having tests or I was having tests. One of us was a doctor in San Francisco, anyways. And we were going across the Oakland Bridge, which got rebuilt. But everybody remembers, 10, 15, 20 years ago, I don't know how long ago it was, when it collapsed and people died on that bridge. We were on the lower deck. They rebuilt it, double deck. We were on the lower deck, and as we go across the bridge, I watched the bridge collapse. But I could see the bridge and I could see all the traffic moving. Still, it was the weirdest thing, and I could hear the brakes and the cars and screeching, and it was just like, and I just started hyperventilating. My husband's going, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Oh, nothing. Just get across the bridge, please. Get on the other side." Yeah. And it's not a real short bridge. It takes a few minutes. I mean, the traffic was moving. I just imagine that actually being on that bridge when that happened. But it was. I've never had it happen like in real time before. I'm just thinking, God, I was sitting in the passenger seat. I wasn't driving. That would have scared me to death if I had been behind the wheel. Yeah. But maybe then my guides would have not shown it to me if I was behind the wheel. I don't know. But anyways, that's some of the weird things that happen to us. I know Dean probably has a whole laundry list of this. Weird. He always gets hitchhikers coming home. People like his energy, and they follow him home. Tries to figure out what they want. Oh, nothing. They just want to hang out. That's funny.
Oh, I'm having
Are you having a hair day?
a weird. It's kind of like running around. It's kind of windblown and kind of wet and dreary outside.
I look best
So,
with the wind.
it's looking like wavy and almost in some areas, but whatever.
It looks good.
But
It's out in the sun. It's brightened up. It's getting blonde.
anyways, I think I want to get started. So
Get started. I'm having a babbling energy today, so don't mind me.
no, Kathy, we're chatty Kathy.
Kathy, my grandmother used to call me that when I was a little girl. And she actually gave me a 1950s Chatty Cathy doll. It was my aunt's.
Oh,
And it was like in pristine condition. I'm sure my sister has it because my sister's dolls creep me out. I was a tomboy. Give me a fire truck. Give me some Tonka toys. I don't need a doll. She can have them.
see, my daughter, she loved the American Girl dolls, but
Oh yeah.
kind of displayed on her shelf, right? She just didn't like them staring at her.
Yeah, Addie, my granddaughter Addie.
She said it's weird. I don't like.
Loves dolls. Absolutely. Her favorite was Milana. She just loves dolls. I made her baby quilts. I made her some baby clothes. I made her a doll. I mean, the girl loves dolls, and she packs them everywhere. She still plays with them. She's 7 though, so 7 years.
That don't mean nothing because my soon to be 16-year-old this fall. Oh my God, right? Asked me like.
It was a Barbie.
There you go. Yeah, right. Yeah. She's like, "Is it okay?
Geez, you can get me.
Can I still play with a doll?" I'm like, "I don't care. You're talking to a grown man that has his own childhood toys in my closet right now that I won't break. I can't part with. It's like part of your childhood. You can't let it go." What?
I said, you have them box untouched.
Oh, the ones when she was a baby. I
Like your
started a collection for her. So yeah, you can't get those salt tone dolls anymore. They discontinued them on the
no, they were
website.
very limited editions. So.
They did them for like 4 or 5 years. There's one of them that gives me 1960s Breakfast at Tiffany's vibes. She has like a little tiara, a little updo.
Barbies. I mean, if you're into Barbie dolls, she's got a nice collection going on. I know. I was at the thrift store. I was at the thrift store the other day, and they had a bunch of boxed ones that somebody had brought in to consign.
And I had some of the exclusive ones.
Price. And I thought of you, and I thought, no, I'm not gonna. I didn't have the extra cash to
see. Okay, here's the deal. It originally started back in.
I want that one.
It originally started back in 2007, right? It originally started back in 2007 because she was. No, 2008. What was it, 2008? Whichever. It was her very first Christmas, right? So I bought her the first holiday one. So can't remember. It was no, we were married in 07. And she was born in 08. Yeah. So it was an 08 doll. So yeah.
Yeah, I bought my daughter one of the. When she was 4 months old. The Cabbage Patch craze started, and they were out. They hadn't gotten big yet. They had just marketed them, and they hadn't been advertising them yet. I had just moved home. I'd left my husband. I just moved home, and my mom and I were shopping together. And we saw them, and we aren't those the ugliest dolls? They're so ugly, they're almost cute. And they were like $20, $19. We bought one. By Christmas time, like 3 months later, people were willing to pay up to $6,000 for them. My mom's going, do you think we should sell it? Should we just call one of these numbers and sell it? I'm like, no, if it's worth $6,000 now, think when she grows up how much that dog, because it was one of the first manufactured ones. It wasn't handmade. And they had their signature, and their faces are very different than all the rest made after that year. They changed them after the first year of production. And she had that doll, and then she took her dolls and put them in storage and didn't pay her storage bill, and she lost her storage containment. She had like 30-something Cabbage Patch dolls. Sometimes she was getting them 2 and 3 a year. And she was mad at me because I didn't pay her storage. Well, not my bill, not my problem. She worked. I didn't know that she had stored stuff like that, and I probably would have gone and at least retrieve some of the stuff out of it before they took it. Hard lessons learned, I guess. Somebody got them.
And somebody made bank on them.
Oh, yeah. Somebody made bank on them if they knew what they had. And my daughter was an only child, so, she didn't cut her doll's hair, nothing. She took she had one doll that got markered on. It was a neighbor girl. And after she left, she took it to my mom bawling. And she says, and she's never coming over to play with my dolls ever again. And she never did.
That's something about only children. They know how to take care of their stuff.
She went to her house, and she didn't take any of her own dolls. My daughter was just really, she would share, but she took care of her stuff, and she expected other people to treat her stuff nicely. She's still that way.
That goes to show you about only children, right? Yeah. They take care of their stuff.
Spoken right out of the mouth of another only child.
Somewhat only child, but that's a different story. I digress.
His sister was born like 10 years after him, so he's technically an only child.
Anyway, so Denise, if you're still in the room.
We haven't bored you to death.
Yeah. Let's see. My underlining card for you is the 4 of Swords. So there's definitely a need for retreat. There's definitely a need to there's lessons learned here. Again, we're still relearning our cards again. I'm still in that practice of relearning my cards and looking for different meanings and dual meanings of things. And something about the 4 of Swords tells us that fate wins over all. Okay, and it reminds you about patience. The 4 of Swords reminds you of fate and patience, and not just the not just the typical meaning of go on an R&R. Yes, it does mean that, taking a recuperation at home typically, but it also can mean as well as fate has its own way of working things out. And it also means patience, 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 as well as Kathy's favorite card, temperance. But yes, Kathy and I have still tested ourselves. And it's there. Okay. I have all my cards pretty much face down, so I don't know except for my cards. So I'm really interested to see what this is because it's something, I don't know if it's about a loved one, because there is a heart there, something desiring, you're wishing and wanting still.
I got the rest of the story.
But I do have in the center of my reading, I have the Seven of Wands and the High Priestess. Seven of Wands and the High Priestess. Okay, and what this is telling me is you've taken a rise to adversity, rise to challenges, you're rising above, and you're not settling, okay? And you're using your intuition to get you where you need to be. But sometimes you just need to let the stuff happen, the chips lay as they may come, because it is coming to you quickly. You may get a communication about that quickly, because underneath the 4, I noticed there was the 8 of Wands. So something's coming to you quickly. And I would say underneath that card was the 4 of Cups. So I don't want you to throw away a good thing that may be coming towards you. Look at all your options, because it was the 4 of Cups. Because the one that's probably standing out there in the distance is one of the blessings where it opens up, the dreams become reality. What's being crossed? I feel like you're in your own, you're kind of like in your own way, because Spirit wants to give you everything that the Sun, it wants to give you all your prayers, your that you've been wanting, you're desiring. But again, you have to sometimes allow it's timing. You have to allow the Spirit to time to give it to you. When it's not just you, sometimes it's somebody else. Somebody else has to be ready at that time. Okay. It looks like on the surface you have the 8 of Cups, so it's definitely you're walking towards something, definitely taking a leap of faith, and this could be coming into money, potential taking on new challenges when it comes to possibly new employment, or getting your health recovered, whatever that Ace of Coins is to you, or how that applies to you. That's what's above you right now. In the past to present, it's all about change. Change can be a good thing for some, or a can lead to anxieties for others. So I would say when it comes to change, embrace it and allow it to happen. And sometimes change is all about learning. Okay. In the distant future, I do have the Devil card, which is a form of addictions. Last night, I read on somebody that was an extreme academics, as an extreme student, right? And like almost a professional student. And it's like sometimes the workaholic is an addiction. Like you're not living. And I think Spirit wants you to know that you need the R&R. You definitely do need to take that time out to recoup. And I feel like now looking at this, I do feel like this is grounding yourself and getting healthy again. Overall, not a bad reading. Overall, it just looks like you just need to recoup. Look for the calmer waters, because if you don't, I feel like you might have either crash and burn really, really quickly, or it's gonna come to you really, really quickly, and you're gonna have to be left picking up the pieces. Let's see what advice from Spirit has from you. You want to add something, Kathy? I know you have something.
Yeah, because you know how when you throw and before you even got into your reading, I'm hearing, and you have the rest of the story. So give her a message from Spirit, and I'll tell her the rest of this journey.
So your sense of self is the Knight of Wands. That's that go-getter, that achiever that wants to prove themselves victoriously in their own with their own flair, right? But you have nothing to prove, really. I feel like everybody that knows you knows you are a go-getter, okay? But I think it's like those overachievers that are never satisfied, I guess. It's like, but
we know a couple of those, don't we?
Just live in the moment. I know that's easier said than done, but live in the moment.
I really highly recommend you watching last night's show if you have a chance, because there are some really good messaging in there that you're going to just pick up on. It's going to really resonate with you.
Your environment. Remember, like I said, that under those cards, under my what do you call the card underneath the deck, Kathy? I'm drawing a blank.
The underlying card.
The underlying card. Yes, thank you. The underlining card.
This
represents
the overachiever bookworm rising above it all.
Remember, I did have underlining card. I had this. That under that was the Eight of Wands. So it's coming to you quickly. Remember, I said you may get word of it, but this may be a physical reaction, I think, in this case. Something physically is going to happen. And this is that another overachiever, another page. A page of, what is this, the Swords? Yes. And it's coming into knowledge. It's coming into, here, let's see.
Knowledge, truth.
But I also trying to learn the court cards more again. It's also, let's see. It also has important news is coming down. So you may get word. Remember, like I said, you may get communication or maybe physical. This is that in the environment. Something's coming down. You're going to be made aware of something. Not necessarily knowing what it is. Possibly. But it's going to leave you feeling kind of burdened in a way. Because hopes and fears, I do have the Nine of Swords, which is kind of night terrors, bad dreams, bad feelings, icky feelings about something. So either way, this is either going. I hate the Nine of Swords. I'll just say that. I hate the Nine of Swords in this, and especially the hope and fears. It's called. I'm feeling like this is a worry ward card.
Imprisonment card.
I feel so. It's like worry, and even it doesn't matter if it's upright or reversed in this case, because it feels like either you're coming out of sleepless nights, coming out of that worrying, or you're going in, or you currently this is happening. But again, you need to take your healing moment, grounding yourself, relax, because the final card is success. I love the Ace of Swords only because I like the new meanings I'm finding out for it. The Ace of Swords in itself is that slow and steady progress to achievement. Okay, everything you're doing, it's like good things come to those who are on that steady course to achieve, to find out, to verify. This is a great card to have, that slow and steady success.
And it's really funny because we both drew it for your final outcome on our readings.
So stay the course, but you need to get out of I feel like you need to get out of your head a little bit. Many blessings to you. And Kathy, what did you get?
What did I get? Well, as we're moving through all this embattlement and obstacles and this self-punishment that you put yourself through, overachieving and all. And yes, take it from a professional college student of 10 years with 4 majors under my belt and no degree. Yeah, I'm a history class away from having my degree. Mind you, I don't care if I have it now because it no longer will serve me any good. I'm retired and I'm not going back to work. But your near past is that embattlement, that winning at all costs. There you are, holding the swords after winning the battle, gathering all those weapons. That strength, that power, that truth, that seeking. This is a worry card too. This is that what you put yourself through. Quit beating yourself up. Stop, smell the roses along the way. Enjoy yourself. Rest, relax, rejuvenate. Yes, your education is important. Yes, moving forward is important. Knowledge is power. But so is your health, so is your well being. And you got to take care of yourself because you can't take care of the rest of the world unless you take care of yourself first. So I do highly recommend you watching last night's show because we did another reading for another student that was an overachiever, really putting all of her eggs in a basket and really beating herself up, stressing herself out, wondering, feeling like she was going to fail at any moment. I'd tell you she probably was a 4.0 student, or pretty darn close to it. I think she was, maybe had a difficult class or something, but yeah, that was my history class. That's why I took history 6 times and I dropped it early every time because I hated the instructors that we had in the college I was attending. And I love history is a funny thing. I'm like a major history buff, but I cannot stand history classes. I don't know why. Anyways, that is the energy coming into the reading. You're coming from that energy. The center of my reading is justice, balance, and as soon as I looked at this card, justice is a balance of the scales. You need to find your balance, ground yourself, balance yourself, do some yoga. It's a great stress reliever. It also gives you great balance. It also builds your core. It makes you strong. I'm a big yoga fan myself. And I have multiple sclerosis, so balance is very, very important to me because one of the worst things I do is I tip over. I fall, I lose my balance. So balance is very important. That's crossed by your imagination. You're manifesting. You're constantly manifesting your thing. I I don't know if you're a water sign. I'm wondering if you're actually a Pisces. You do a lot of manifestation. You have dreams. You have goals. You have something in every cup out there in the universe. You want it all. You want to fill all those gold cups like trophies. You want to collect all those trophies. You're an overachiever. Reward yourself with some rest, relaxation, and rejuvenation. So that's your crossing. That's crossing you. Yes, nothing's wrong with the dreams and the manifesting, but slow down a little bit. Take your time and enjoy the ride as you're getting there. Because if you don't enjoy the adventure, it's like being the person behind the camera that's watching everything through the camera because they have to videotape everything. And they're not being present in the moment because they're more focused on documenting it. Sometimes you have to be there in the moment. Sometimes you just have to rest and relax in the moment. Self care. That's a big one. That's why I've got temperance underneath you. This is my card. My guides constantly are telling me because I'm excessively outgoing. I'm a bookworm. I study, I research, I read, I'm go, 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 go. This has been a really hard year for me because I don't get sick and I don't stop usually. And I mean, I've had so many medical issues come up, very, very serious medical issues. It's literally put me in bed. I've been off the air for almost a year. It like 10 months, something. I pop in it every now and then with friends, but I had not been running my own channel it was darn near a year. And that's really hard, especially when you're a medium and you have that energy, you want to do it. But when you're healing, it takes so much physical energy that when you combine that with reading, you don't realize the amount of energy it takes to do an hour, 2 hour show. It's very energy draining, especially when you're channeling when you have all these different things going on in your head, spirits talking to you, and you're seeing things and you're hearing things, you're just getting hit after hit. Above you, to go on before I babble on for an hour, Above you is the Page of Swords. This is that message of your truth. Be true to yourself, true to your dreams, but also take care of yourself in that process. That's that message. It's not just the seeking the knowledge and gaining that knowledge and gaining your strength and power. It's also remembering you're young still. You need to take your time, pace yourself. You got a whole life ahead of you. Believe me, you got opportunities coming your way. Going into the future, you've got that higher fan. You're in touch with spirit. You're in touch with your spirituality, your power, your hopes, your wishes are heard. You've got that guardian around you that's guiding you through this experience. But they're trying to tell you it's time to slow down. You're going to burn out. You don't want to hit that roadblock of burnout. You know, remember that four of wands card, that stop, rest, contemplate. Look at what you've been through. Look at what you've been going through. Take the time to assess. Take time to breathe. As Dino is, it's sort of a joke between us. Just breathe. Take some time to just breathe and ground yourself again, so that you do have that energy to focus and move forward. How you see yourself. This is the Fool card, but you're not a fool, and you know you're not a fool. You're not foolish. This fool is taking a leap. He's jumping off the mountain. The dog's barking at him. Hey, watch where you're going. You're standing in the circle of life. You know, this fool has, I don't know if I can catch it on the camera. See, he's got his foot in a circle. But circles are always a life. It's a circle cycle. It's a life cycle. It's a circle. It's your purpose. There's also a butterfly that shows up in this card. That's that transition. You are in that beautiful transition. You're taking that leap of faith. You're chasing your dreams, your goals, your ambition, everything you put out in the universe that you want to achieve, how you see yourself moving forward. And you're really good at it. Trust in yourself. What you've got out there, you will achieve. You will be successful. This is you, though. That Eight of Swords. You get yourself imprisoned. It's a false prison. It's got you bound up. Sometimes you're blind to what's going on. You know, it can be overwhelming because you don't always see that you're achieving what you're set out to do. But if you look closely at the card, those chains are loose. Drop the chains, pull that blindfold off, stand up and walk through that false imprisonment. Those swords are just stuck in the ground with spaces that you can just claw through. You won't even cut yourself on the way through. Free yourself from that energy. Quit binding yourself up in worry. It's, Dean got the Nine of Swords. It's the sleepless night. This is what's causing those sleepless nights. That's that self-induced obstacles that you're putting in your own way. And you know you're better than that. You don't need to do that to yourself. Rejuvenate, temperance, rejuvenate, self-care. And here you are, charging away. You've got fire energy. And maybe you're a fire sign. Maybe you're an Aries. You're going headstrong, plowing into it. I wouldn't doubt that you didn't have a lot of Aries in your chart, a lot of Pisces, a lot of water in your chart. You're a seeker. You seek. You're like a sponge. You want to know everything. And you know what? You're probably also been called a know-it-all too, because I think you're very cognitive. You just know things. You're just extremely bright, but you just know things. You know things you haven't even studied yet. You hear it and you go, oh yeah, this is that. You can rattle it off like you've been studying it for years. You've got it. You've got these gifts that you probably aren't even focused in on. It's natural to you. You're a sponge. You absorb your environment. And my guys are going, yep, I'm dead on. And you can give me some feedback. I can't read the chat because my YouTube went down. So I'm not moving my cursor enough over there.
She's not responding, so I don't think she's in the room.
Or
she's just listening in the background.
Or she's just not responding. But anyways, that's that fire energy that's moving forward. And the last card of the reading, the outcome of the reading, is that success, that peace, that power, that Ace of Wands. Again, Dean got the same card as the ending card of this. But the underlying reading of mine I held for last because it's showing you where you're propelling to. next, which I thought was really interesting. Because as you finish college, you get those degrees, and I think it's going to be multiple degrees by the time you finally finish. You can always go back later and work on that master's and stuff. Maybe go to work for a while and take a break from school and get some real life on the job. Well, I hear you're already working on the job. You're already into that too. But, take some time and get that experience behind you. Then go back. And you can do both too, part-time, online, whatever. Anyways, you get a victory card. Everything you've set, all the goals you've set for yourself so far, you will achieve. You've got victory on that. And my guy said, this Empress is right behind that victory card. It's, more feminine power, that strength, that knowledge, that pregnant with new possibilities. Oh boy, are you pregnant with new possibilities? And it's not children. It's success. It's your destiny. It's where you're wanting to go and what you want to achieve. But you're getting ready to start this new cycle. As you get the Ace of Cups, this is that emotional abundance coming your way. This new cycle that's starting. The Fool said you were in a transition. Well, yes, you are in a transition. You're going into the next cycle. So you're going to have to do some assessment. Where are you going to go finish that degree? And then what? I think you can take a break after you get the degree. You don't have to keep going for the doctorate, the master's, the doctorate. Take a little break unless you're going to med school. Take a break. Take a summer off or a semester off or two. Reground yourself and get out there. Do some living in the world, some experiencing in the world, and then you can go back. And trust me, when you go back the second time, you went to college even more than I did the first time. I don't know. I feel like your chart's coming out in the cards. You've got water in you. You've got fire in you. Now you've got more fire, that Leo, that strength, that power, that drive, that roar, and you probably even got big hair. Well, back in my day, it would have been big hair. You probably got long, beautiful mane of hair on top of it all. Followed by more fire energy. That Ace of Wands, that's that knowledge. They're seeking of that knowledge. Reaching up there, seeking that knowledge. But remember, you're in partnership in life. You need to have those partnerships, those connections, those networking. I'm sure you have a network already built up that's established for life. You probably keep in contact with people that you've known since kindergarten. Probably like my daughter, she knows everybody and their uncle from the beginning of time. And she actually talks to them all still. I have this feeling you're that go-getter, that overachiever, that social, busy, constantly on the go. Don't burn yourself out though. As you're achieving this goal, you're going to have those partnerships. Those dreams are going to come true. You've got this absolute fire energy. Get yourself through it and enjoy the ride along the way, because I think your life is going to be a constant movement. Take the time to enjoy it as you're moving through it. Don't just plow through it to achieve a trophy. Enjoy it on the way. Stop and smell the roses. Look at the forest. Watch the scenery. Get involved with the things going on, not just in business, but the social side of things too. Blessings to you. I hope that resonates. Good luck with everything. And wow, high energy person.
Yes. So, Kathy, I took the liberty and I have the up next posted. We have Tammy, then Snow Wolf, JR Greeter, Mary, Lloyd, and Jack. And I had closed the list to that only because we wanted to be under about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And we're already
and it was actually on my watch. It's time to close the list. So good timing there. Steve.
So, and I just told everybody just to thank them and to be like continue to support and understanding. So as you saw when Kathy was reading, probably some of you saw that I was shuffling cards. For the next person was Tammy, and I completely forgot that we were just throwing like 5 cards. So So I threw a full spread.
I'm even forgetting to pull some oracles. So
okay, well that's fine.
let's do
I was actually thinking full
oracles if you know.
So I actually threw a full spread, but I'm not going to read all of those cards. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the underlining card, and I'm going to read the advice from Spirit, and then I'm going to get back on track because I was getting shuffle happy. So for you, Tammy, Tammy Bambi. So underlining card.
Tammy, that's who we're reading.
Tammy. Underlining card is the Five of Cups. There's definitely something that you're mourning, something that you're processing, getting over. It could be anything. Okay. However that resonates with you, Tammy, I'm sure you understand. Getting over some spilled milk. Okay. Now, I'll show you the cards that I have down here. I'm getting used to this new camera, which I'm loving it. So as you can see, during my sense of self, your sense of self is the Four of Pentacles. This is telling me you're safeguarding something, you're holding on to something, you're waiting for something to happen. But it's not like you're like the quote unquote bag lady or whatever. Trying to add some humor in here. Let's roll with it. And it's basically,
I'm not being rude. Just roll with it. No.
Just roll with it. I'm not. Yeah. So,
I don't want to be called a bag lady or a cat lady for that matter.
Newsflash: if you did see our show last night, I did in the title card. I did think about Kathy. I put a black cat on her on the dish the saucer that was holding her coffee cup, and the blue jay.
His cat that he loves that.
And it had a blue jay on it too, because the blue jays are ruthless where she lives. And
my cats are climbing the trees and hunting the blue jays in the trees. And the blue jays love taunting cats.
And they never forget, and they're ruthless if you mess with them. That they've even attacked Kathy, right? So
my old cat found a nest with chicks in it. They were chirping away, and he ate one of them. And the mama watched it. Well, I went and rescued the nest and put the nest back up, and of all things, a palm tree. Why build her nest in a palm tree? They're not that stable.
Oh my God.
And that cat dive bombed my poor cat and me for having touched her nest and rescued the rest of her babies for her. Every time I walked out, and they come from behind, talons out, boom.
So, anyways, it is like this Four of Pentacles. Okay. And I did some more looking up, doing some research on this card too. So it's not just holding on, saving for a rainy day, being frugal with your spending. It also can mean, quite honestly, as I looked it up briefly to see if any of these key points apply, it says do not overspend, which duh. And it also says someone being mean or greedy with money. So it can be stingy and penny pinching, which I don't think that applies to you. And it also means a failed driving test with travel cards, if there's traveling cards here. That's hilarious.
You may want to consider with that Four of Pentacles is being frugal with your money and not just giving it away to anybody that asks you for a little help.
Yes, it is okay to be a little bit greedy and stingy at any particular time when you're trying to be frugal. Yes, so exactly. The next card I have is your environment, Tammy, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Again,
me too.
Taking things as they come to you, going with the flow. Okay. Also meaning to like reading your documentation before going with it. Making sure if you're like, for example, if you are like investing in something, make sure you find out the good, the bad, the ugly of that investment. All the possible turns and twists that it can happen. If it's getting a health checkup, make sure you're asking those questions and doing your research. And I'm not saying like do like something crazy, like continuously going to like WebMD and constantly self-diagnosing yourself. Yes, I have done that plenty of times. I'm dying.
No, but no, with
But you're not.
Aren't understand them.
Mm-hmm. So making sure you're asking the questions. I'm feeling like there's definitely something you're going through because you said yes, you're going through something here, letting something go, but also safeguarding things and asking. I feel like this isn't a swords, but I feel like taking the time and asking the questions. For some reason, I'm hearing asking questions. Asking questions. Okay. The next card is your hopes and fears, which is a lovely card to have. Make sure you're doing your homework, your hard work. Make sure that you are actually manifesting what it is that you want and be very, very specific. And you should know because you hear us going over these cards quite a bit. You're not new here. You're an oldie but goodie to our channels.
Also very intuitive.
And just really sit down, take that meditation time, and put all the good stuff out in the universe, right? And plan for your future. Again, planning for your future, taking time, asking questions, plan. And last card is the Eight of Cups. I'm sorry, not the Eight of Cups. Is it the Eight of Cups? I'm looking. No, the Ten of Swords. Learning your lessons, learning from your mistakes, using those as lessons learned and moving, continuously learning, moving, and growing. Continuously learning, moving, and growing. And I'm going to throw in some extra cards here on the after the underlining card that you have. The Knight of Swords. Here, let me turn it around so you can see it. I have the Knight of Swords running towards your answers, running towards your truth, finding where your niche, where it needs to be. And again, the King of Swords. Again, looking again, it's like finding, like I said, asking questions, finding answers. It's all, I don't know. Or what are you getting, Kathy? It's something about finding answers. I don't know why I'm feeling answers, asking questions.
What? I'm sorry. I was reading Jack's comment. He says, I can't say anything in my backyard with 16 cats.
Oh. I'm hearing tuna fish. Leave the tuna fish alone.
I lived on a ranch, so we were a dumping spot for cats. But when you live on a ranch and you have all kinds of animals and squirrels galore, we welcome the cats that keep the rodents down. So, yeah.
She said she spent too much this month. Again, this could also be a call to action for you as well. It clearly meaning take some time and assess, budget. It could also be budgeting as well.
It's not too late to slow down.
No, not too late.
That was a good time to slow down and be frugal.
So did everybody, I just want to see, how is this new camera working out for everybody? I'm not like.
I love it. In fact, I'm on my my MacBook today, and I noticed that my camera on my Chromebook is actually better than my camera on my MacBook. My MacBook's getting really old. I wish I could afford to buy a new one, but I got so many other things.
Truth be told, like I told you, I got this on special on Prime, so I spent like under $20 on it, or under 25.
Yeah, it's a nice camera too. It's got a tripod and everything.
Yeah. So, how did everybody like seeing the cards on my desktop? Haha. Did that look cool to see that? Because if you like that, I can do that every once in a while. So you see that I actually do shuffle, because I know some people are like, we never see you shuffle. We don't see the cards. Well, yeah, it's kind of hard not to.
I tend to stack shuffle, and I started to throw a card, and when you stack shuffle, they don't shuffle as well. So I switched decks, reshuffled. It's easier for my hands because I have a lot of arthritis, and re-through because I know your reading was not identical to the last one. I just know that They were coming in reverse of the last reading, which is sort of weird all in itself. Okay. I did a
welcome,
a lot of backups. Coming into this energy in your present now, you're working from your heart chakra with this ace of hearts, this ace of cups, this water energy, which I know you go in. But yeah, everything's coming from your heart. I know you have had some struggles, misdiagnosis or rediagnosis. You've got this. Quit worrying about it. You've got it. And I know. In fact, I'm going to go to the underlying cards of the deck because this is what's behind you. Underlying this reading is that mental infighting, that worry, that stress, that Nine of Swords. That sleepless nights over everything you've been going through. Trust me, you're on your life's path. This is a life lesson. This is something you contracted into. You can deal with it. You're never given a life path that you cannot work through and learn from. This is going to allow you to build strength and confidence and all in your spirituality. It's going to build your faith up. I mean, I'm probably one of the best examples. I mean, I know you work with Brenda all the time. Brenda will tell you, with the amount of unbelievable medical issues I have, the one thing I got out of this, almost died over Christmas, ruptured bowel, ruptured stomach, reconstructive surgery of my bowel and stomach. I mean, just, 8 days in the hospital, just horrible, worst pain I've ever been in. But my angel spoke to me that I'm surrounded in light. And I'm surrendering to God. Please take me. I can't do this anymore. I've just thing after thing after thing these last few years. Enough that's put me in bed, for a year. And I'm so outgoing. I'm this outdoors tomboy, high energy person, fiery red hair. Go out there and go on. I'm water sign, so all that energy. Hard to put the brakes on. Hard to take that temperance card seriously. Sometimes you have to. But what I got for Christmas wasn't a bunch of presents. It was a gift from God. I reignited my faith because what they told me was, I'm not done. I still have purpose. There are things I'm here to achieve still. Of course, once again, I had a near-death experience at 28. I didn't say, oh, exactly what is it I'm supposed to be doing? You know what? I'll find out as I work through it. And my head is spinning with ideas and things I need to do and things I want to do and how I want to help people and changes I want to make in my life. So it all comes to fruition. And I'm regaining my strength day by day by day. I mean, a month ago, there was no way I could have gone out dancing with my husband 2 weekends in a row, 2 nights in a row. Yeah, I paid for it
I
last.
can clue you in on that. She would pay for it dearly the next week, because
or 2, yeah.
yeah.
I've been fighting vitamin deficiencies. I'm finally starting to get my vitamin levels up, which is giving me energy. My daughter I was having problems actually taking the oral medication, and my daughter suggested, she goes, you need to try the patches. And I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? She goes, they make vitamin patches just like they do for other medications. They make them for vitamins too. She goes, a lot of the bariatric patients and stuff that had stomach surgeries use them because they have a hard time swallowing those giant pills, which is part of the problem I'm having. I don't have a stomach anymore. And so I switched to the patches, and I really didn't notice any difference. I still drain, sleeping. I'm not a sleeper either. I'm one of those people. I wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'm up for the day, and I don't go to bed till 9, 10 o'clock. That's just always go, go, go. And no, I've been sleeping sometimes all day, off and on all day, getting up for an hour or 2 and then laying back down and going back to sleep. I mean, that is just so not in my nature. And so I thought, well, I know what my vitamin levels are because my doctor tested them, and I'm like bottoming out on everything. But he's not doing anything to help me get them up. Just take more pills, I'm like they're not. They're coming out the other end whole. Um, my body's not breaking them down. So if they're not breaking down, then I'm not absorbing them. So I thought I'm gonna try doubling those vitamin patches to see if I notice any difference. About a week into it, boom, my energy levels started coming up. I'm not sleeping all the time. I'm feeling better and better. Now I can take the B12. Well, I take that in liquid form, but it's not making me nauseous anymore. Also increased my iron levels. Although the patches have iron in them, I have a iron store problem. I'm very anemic right now, so I'm doing that. I'm starting to get some coloring too. I'm not looking like a ghost as much. So, anyways, you're under that same battle. You're under that same fight. You've got this though. Learn from it, endure it, and have faith in God. He is behind you, and your guardians are behind you. You've got that the emperor, the emperor, that power. He's behind you, and you've got good foundation for it. You're driving this chariot. You know what to do. You know how to do the research. You know how to ask the questions. Jot them down on a piece of paper so you don't forget what you're wanting to ask the doctor so that you can hit the bullet points. Even hand him the piece of paper so he can read the questions himself and address it. Sometimes it's hard to communicate because you want to say so much and, they don't always give you a lot of time, depending on your doctor. And, celebrate that you've got that diagnosis now. You've got on a treatment plan. You're going to fine tune it, and then life is going to balance back out. So blessings to you. All my love. And Dean, who is next on our list, I know you're back there. He's probably making a cup of coffee.
Oh yes, I didn't get a cup of coffee. I was putting away my plate because I don't want to sit and wait for another coffee to brew. So I got some.
You started and go when you're reading him, jump up and grab it.
So
I'm in my dining room, my kitchen. I got an open floor plan. My kitchen's right in front of me.
So next on the list, I have Snow Wolf. Okay. Did you read for Snow Wolf already?
I'm going to let you read Snow Wolf.
Okay.
Because I'm going to talk to him later in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now disregard my fishies. We'll disregard my fishies. I put them away. So I have the Three of Pentacles here at the center of my reading, okay? So if this three wolves, what in the world?
Three wolves is a good thing, huh?
I guess, but I have the Three of Pentacles here. This, I looked up again with this card because I normally would just say it's collaborating, it's working on achieving something, right? But it also can be a card of self-employment, striving to succeed, right? Self-employed, working to succeed. I don't know if you're employed or not employed right now, but this is not, it doesn't necessarily always mean working for yourself. This could also mean being a leader type, I guess I would say, a leader role, having a leadership role, and in some fashion, and just taking initiative and being in contact with the type of people that you need to succeed. Okay. My underlining card is right here, which is the Eight of Swords. Okay. The Eight of Swords. And as you heard Kathy say earlier, that the Eight of Swords is something like where you're kind of blindfolded and even on our show last night, I even made a connection with this card, a different connection with this card. It could be like either something you're not aware of or something you're blatantly aware of and refusing to see. Like ignorance is bliss. I don't know how that applies to you, but it's usually needing to take off your blindfolds and see things for what they really are to move forward. Whatever that is, however that applies to you. So it is needing to see things for what they and how they really are, and taking initiative to see how things really are. This could also, let's see, what do I have here? seeing how things really are, striving to succeed, I would say, and not settling and not allowing other people to, again, it's usually putting you in a box. Okay. Now, in the past to current present, I haven't looked at these cards yet. So again, I don't know what we have here. I have the Page of Swords. I was told to get this deck for you. I don't know. Is it because it's silly? It's comical with the 50s, 60s pop art. But I have the Page of Swords, okay? Let's not run around with scissors. Shall we? Because, I mean, that's kind of reckless behavior. But yeah, it's...
Yes, no running with scissors.
And since I'm going to be teaching first grade next year, imagine that.
Your inner child.
I can just see myself. Stop that. Don't do that.
No,
what is wrong with you?
Dean's classroom.
Yes. So with this Page of Swords, it could be like that youthful approach to things. Could be the youthful approach to things. It could be like a child nature. It could be hyperactivity. I guess, again, hyperactivity, fixating on things, because nobody just runs around with scissors in their hands and think it's a good idea. And so I just say, allow your time to process your environment, the new experiences that you will be having or will be coming with your new vehicle. Oh, I'm sorry. Shouldn't have said that. But allow these new opportunities to be a doorway into just a learning experience, embracing it. Okay. Whatever this is, let's not be reckless with it, but allowing ourselves to experience it. Right. Again, like I said, the three of Pentacles here, allowing yourself to come out, allowing in the Eight of Wands, our swords here, allowing yourself to come out, to experience new opportunities and new roles that you can be a leader for. A leader for, and allowing yourself to see these opportunities as new truths for you. Okay. Moving on into the past to current present. I'm sorry, it looks backwards on the screen, but that's the only way I can do it so that you can see these cards and read them as they should be. Because if I had it set opposite, it would be the other way around. Okay. Then it's moving into the 10 of Cups, okay? The 10 of Cups. Remember, this is all about coming together, embracing love and family, peace and harmony, the happy joys of life, right? You have all of these cups that are full. And the next thing that goes back is to the Ace of Cups, right? The Ace of Cups that you're running over, spilling of new opportunities, grounding, full of love and joy to give out to that world. So just know that it's time to come together and allow yourself the opportunity to try to reconcile, I guess, with family. Allow yourself the time to be at peace and try to reconcile where you can reconcile, if that makes any sense. Now, moving into your future category, in near future, I do have the King of Swords. Again, the King of Swords, Queen of Swords. Again, black and white. Very hard to find the gray and things, right? It's all about truth, wisdom, knowledge, and looking towards the future. It's like, I feel like looking towards the future. I don't know why I said that, but looking towards the future. Let's see if there's another element to this card that I'm missing. Another tidbit. Let's see. Bear with me because I'm still trying to learn new ways of reading cards. Okay. It can mean you're admired. It can mean a person that with dark hair, dark eyes, and a political rather than spiritual. Political rather than spiritual. Again, there's always right to wrong. There's always diplomatic. It's like a diplomatic person, not really thinking about all the, I would say, the feelings that you would hear with the cups kind of mindset. It's always, there's a right and wrong to something for you. Always right and wrong. And the gray areas, you will rack your brains trying to figure out, is it good or is it bad? Is it right or wrong. Okay.
I'm hearing this, your truth.
Exactly. And then it goes to the Lover's card. And I find it's funny that's in a red car. Is it a red car that you have?
Nope.
Just for no, it's not red. But I think it's funny only because it's a car. I feel like you might be taking some more day trips, getting out more. You might also, I'm hearing moving towards newer possibilities. What does it say here? Four of Pentacles. Okay. It's still, okay. Hold on to what you can. Be frugal, which I'm sure you are frugal with your money. And judgment. Again, judgment. Holding yourself accountable to your decisions and owning all aspects of it, whether it's good, bad, or somewhere in between. Okay. Owning it and
my guides said on that judgment card is quit judging yourself so harshly. Own your
live up to your own expectations, not somebody else's expectations.
Yeah, that's the direction they wanted you to go with that.
And take a time out, take a breather. Okay. After we have our running around, seeing and experiencing new things, always remember to ground yourself with the Four of Swords. Ground and meditate. Again, you see the masks here. Take a spa day. Yes, I know, spa. I love spas too. So, Kathy, if I was there, we would make a spa day.
Oh yeah, I'd be in for that deep tissue massage.
Yes.
I want to be a cat in my next life. Get a really pretty, lovey, fluffy cat. A good owner. Gives me massages every day. The life of a cat. They're so spoiled.
I'm stopping with this card, the Ten of Wands, okay? Know when to ask for help, okay? And don't allow yourself to get so flustered. You go, I would say batshit crazy, because it can happen. Because I get that way sometimes too. And even Kathy will probably tell me, you're just annoying me right now. You need to stop. She doesn't say it.
I tell you, I tell Snowwolf that too.
I'm going to hang up on you right now because you're really upsetting me. But she's done that to me too.
To both of you too.
But anyway, what I'm trying to say is there's a lots of things to.
I'm such a good friend. Don't you guys all want to call me so I can hang up on you?
There's chores, right? Chores like that. Happy housewife doesn't always mean that she's happy, quote unquote. It just means there's a lot of chores and not a lot of people willing to step up. Right?
I like that Ten of Wands versus the Ten of Swords.
Yes. So I'm just feeling like knowing when to ask for help and being okay to say I'm not okay, or it's okay to let crap
go of that crap.
So I can do this more. Okay.
And that regular card more. Get out there.
So I gave you a little bit more than I probably should have, but what I'm just feeling, it's like learning to take the chances, the opportunities. Don't be reckless with your opportunities. Learn to reconcile where things need to be reconciled. Find your truth where truth needs to be found, and get out and experience what the joys in life it has to offer. And be mindful if this is contracts or new love coming in, make sure that everybody's on the same page and agreeing to whatever is going on, and not jump in something blindsided, because I did have something the blindfolds right here. Many blessings to you. And Kathy, I guess we're going on to the next person.
I pulled the card for JR. I don't talk about anything we discuss with Dean, so I always really enjoy his readings because I know you so well. We are really, really good friends. That's why I said I'll just talk to him later, because
I'm looking good, Kathy, on this big screen.
Yeah,
take me off.
Take me over now. I was told, we did this
Kathy,
big
switch the screens over. Switch your
yesterday.
screens over, so
Oh,
because I'm big again.
I don't mind being tiny. I just be a little chatty Cathy in the corner. Probably where I belong. This card is really funny too. But my guide said, hey, that reading's still fresh. It's good. It's strong. And as I remembered it when we started, and I can't even grab it now. Like that's that channel thing that comes, it goes. That 40% maybe remembered parts of it. Now I'm totally blank.
So we're on JR now, right?
We're on JR now, but I did pull a postcard. I've got it here, and this is really funny because the way it starts talking about chatty. The card theme is "You Are Divine." This card I pulled them, I let them slide, and Spirit goes, "That's the card." What I'm seeing is like this much of the card when I know that that's the card. So I never know what category it's in, what colors. I'm not even sure they're color coded. They might be. I don't know. But it says, "Dear you, we're a chatty bunch over here. Ask the channel. We're a chatty bunch over here too. We're a chatty bunch over here. Always talking about how to support you in life's journey. We communicate to you through language of oracles, dreams, signs, metaphors, and omens. In your life on earth, however, clarity in your communication is essential to being understood. You don't speak in symbols like we do. The Spirit does. And if you did, you would definitely confuse things. Trust me. That's why we're not 100% right all the time. Sometimes we don't get the message clear. Right now, you're facing a situation which you're being asked to have integrity. Be clear to learn how to ask for your needs to be met. Yeah, ask. The first step is to admit out loud that you are to admit out loud you have needs. We all do. Second, to ask out loud for them to be met. And third, to allow the other person, organization, or even us to answer you. So listen, watch for those signs. When you follow these steps, you must definitely expect an answer. If in your favor, affirmation, we say, loving you so much, so very much. I love this card though. Delivered the one and only Chatty Cathy. Anyways, you got this, JR. Yeah, put out there. Put out there. Ask for the help. Ask for the guidance.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get it. You'll see that sign. You'll recognize it. Be open to getting that message.
So what I got for JR, let's see if you can see this. Okay, so the center of my reading, I do have the Seven of Cups. Dreams, 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 dreams. You have all these possibilities, all these options, all these ideas. And it's like, do I want a Shirley Temple? Do I want a cocktail? Do I want... I guess there's humor with this, but the reality is...
JR, you'll feel good.
Options, right? Think options, okay? Choices. Every choice you have has a different effect, right? A different effect. So it's really about choosing which one that best resonates with you. Not necessarily saying that all of them are bad choices, but one of them is going to react and resonate with you better than some of them, okay?
What do we always say? Follow your heart.
Mm-hmm. And this card, as I said, I'm still trying to learn different ways of reading and interpreting these cards, because I first, truth be told, I learned to intuitively read cards. Okay. I didn't really study right away. I didn't study the books on all the cards. I respond well to art. I respond well to the imagery. That's how it works for me. Watching other readers, watching other people read, reading the books, it's how I've learned along the way. Okay. So I'm just going back and refreshing as I am reading some of these cards just to make sure I'm communicating the best possible way to help those that I'm reading for. So the Seven of Cups, right? Always choices, right? It could mean it has the reverse meaning. In this book, it says it has the same meaning, reverse or forwards. It doesn't change the meaning of this card because, again, choices. Again, some good, some bad, somewhere in between. Or your options could be all neutral, and you just have to pick that path you want to go down on. This card also can mean choices, decisions. Listen to dreams in your sleep. Again, this is a dreaming card. So interpreting your dreams, writing your dreams down, writing your visions down, and await for new beginnings. Again, it's a beautiful way to look at that card. A beautiful way to look at this card. Looking for new beginnings, choices, everything's pretty much neutral, and looking for the possibilities. Okay. The underlining card for this is the Nine of Wands. And again, this is that it's that safeguarding. It's usually depicted as no, I'm lost. Whoops. Nine of Wands. It's usually the the Nine of Wands is usually protecting a heart in some of the cards. Protecting over something.
Isn't the Nine of the Wands? The wands are all around you.
You typically,
yeah, blindfolded like the Eight of.
Typically, it's safeguarding something, but in this version of it, it's climbing a ladder. Climbing a ladder.
Yeah, I'm cute myself.
So the Nine of Wands, climbing a ladder, usually to success. Seeing yourself out of struggles, I would say, because the Nine of Wands, yeah, it's usually protecting,
defending.
Yeah.
Guarding one's boundaries is the theme of the Nine of Wands.
Guarding.
Figure in this card is eager to protect themselves and their achievements, despite already having a wonderful, having been wounded in a fight. As we see in the bondage, of course, it's referring to the right version of the card.
So this is all about
bandage on their head. The Nine of Wands indicates that you are truly believe in your need to defend yourself from attacks despite exhaustion and fighting, and indicating you might be overreacting.
Mm-hmm. So again, this is saying, look, she's trying to rise above with all the different tasks that are assigned to her, but she's a June Cleaver doing it in her pearls and high heels. So again, facing the challenges, don't get bent out of shape, and allow yourself some breathing room, okay? Don't overreact to what hasn't transpired, okay? Again, working on yourself, because that's the next card that comes out of the clarifier. Working on yourself, learning how to rise above to the different tasks that you have, okay? Followed by the Ace of Wands. Remember, the Ace of Wands is that creative energy, that fire energy that's moving towards whatever new possibility, new dream that you're harboring up. Again, right here, whatever new dream you're harboring up. Remember, this could be the reality, taking ownership of it. This could actually also mean getting a new job as well, or a side job that allows you to work on your abilities, your gifts, whatever that may be. Now, let's look for from the past to current present. Okay. I do have the Queen of Swords. Again, the the Queen of Swords. This one shows you cutting down the roses. Smell the roses, right? Allowing yourself to see the beauty in things. I feel like allowing yourself to try to see the beauty in things. Sometimes a rose is a rose, but in this rose, I just noticed there's a man's head in this rose petal. So, and it's a silly only because this is the woman that usually is the widow, usually the one that is the highest divorced one, the divorced queen or the widowed queen. And I think it's funny, she's cutting the life source off to the man, right? The stem to the petals. I think that's hilarious. But allowing yourself to face adversities, facing the challenges, right? Not allowing somebody to define you.
It's a crazy housewife deck.
I hear like, Christina, bring me the axe. But that's some
Off
humor.
with their heads.
But again, not allowing somebody to define you by your role, by the different things you do in life, right? Not allowing somebody to define you. Okay. I also have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. With everything that you're putting out in the universe, remember, you need to see them out for their good, the possibilities there are. Okay. Again, I have 3 coins here on this, and then I also had the 3 of coins right here underneath. So again, going within, working on self, because who knows, there might be maybe a rainbow on your journey. Just make sure you are being cautious with what you choose, the path you choose, cautious with the path you choose. But here I'm feeling like everything is neutral. So whatever path you choose, it's the right one. Because again, it's all what you're trying to learn. Now, into the future. Oh, it's going to come in quickly too with the 8 of Wands. You're running into this quickly, swiftly, or you're going to get news about it coming to you. Okay. Followed by the Queen of Cups. This Queen of Cups is all about grounding, all about getting emotional control, and all about, if you're looking here, you do see her reaching for her glass. What is that? Is she stirring something in there? Oh yeah, there's stirring sticks or whatever that is in her glass. I don't know necessarily what that is in her glass, so she's stirring her tea. But again, it's all about grounding, allowing yourself to see the possibilities, right? Like, she chose her drink already. She chose her path. She chose her dream, right? Now, it's almost like allowing yourself to reap what you sow in a way. Not necessarily a bad thing. But again, something about that. You reap what you sow. Did that make sense? It makes sense to me. So, reaping what you sow. Don't allow people to define you. Choose the path you're on. 3s. It's a done deal. You're just going to have to choose the path that's right for you at that time. It will come to you really quickly. It's coming towards you. And you have to own what you sow. That's what I got.
Okay. Spirit told me to pull one more card, pull a surrender card. And I hear this knocking, tapping on the glass. Hey, we got a message for you. I want you to hear it again. Again. Because I still have the other card in front of me. Surrender to your intuition. Means put out there. You need help, ask your guides for help. And then surrender to your intuition. You'll hear them. You get those messages. Cue into it. Watch for the signs, the symbols, the dreams. Remember, Spirit speaks in metaphors and messages and things that, little flashes of pictures of a song. You might hear a certain specific lyric of the song. Think about what you're hearing. It could be a feather dropping down before you. If you get little white feathers around you, know your angels are around you. They're surrounding you, and they're giving you that little message of feathers. It's not because they actually have wings, But we associate feathers, white feathers especially, with our angels. It makes sense. It's symbolism. It's a message. Anyways, what it says is tune into your inner voice. You might think you're hearing yourself, but you're probably hearing your guts. Be aware of any gut feeling, flashes, knowing, or aha moments that come through to guide you. You're on your path. You got that wheel of fortune. I wish I could remember yet last night's reading. Now it was clear when I first came on, and now it just happens. I have to go back and watch it now because I know it was really good reading, really strong reading for you, really positive reading for you. But you're on your path. Need help? Ask your guides, ask your spirit, ask people around you, whatever you need. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Follow your gut instincts. They're good. Love you, JR. You got this. That was our last reading for the day, wasn't it? That was the last on my list. Hello, Dean. Are you there? Dean, I cannot hear you. I don't know if you're doing a reading.
No, I'm sorry. I was paused. I said I have it down on the list: Greeter, Mary Lloyd, and Jack. Unless you want to just, I have greeters right here. Unless you want to just stop after.
Oh,
greeters.
I thought we had closed the list.
I did as a Jack. So if you looked at the last one I was posted at the very first one, we closed the list, and I had.
Oh, I can't see the posting because I have to scroll back through it.
Oh, okay.
I'm on and I'm on StreamYard, so I got a delay. So I've been catching parts of it, but I never.
Okay, so we can just finish up with Greeter then.
Okay, I'll throw it for Greeter.
We'll just finish up with Greeter.
I didn't even see you come in the room, so.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, everybody. So we're gonna end up with Greeter. Okay. We're ending with Greeter tonight. So sorry for the confusion.
This is yours.
Okay, so Greeter, what I have for you is in the center of my reading is the Six of Swords. Looking for the calmer waters, right? Looking for your calmer waters. Looking for your next adventure, because this wasn't working for you. So you're walking again, hat box and all. You're walking away.
Yeah, Greeter lives in Texas, and Texas has been getting flooded. I'm not sure exactly where in Texas she's at. Is your weather good in your area? I hope so.
Oh, these are knives. I didn't notice those. Those are little switchblades. Those are switchblades. All right. I didn't notice that about this card. I always thought they were little rifles, but those are little switchblades.
Oh yeah, they are.
Walking away from walking out on drama, I would say. Okay, 3's a crowd, walking away. And above you are on my underlining card, I have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Okay, and what makes this page interesting, I believe this is the one that's the studious one, the one that looks for, if I'm not mistaken, this is the studious one that looks towards education and dreams of the arts. Let's see. If I'm not mistaken. A studious child, yeah. Who is interested in learning. So basically, you need to let your inner child out to learn from lessons. Remember, like everything we need to learn, we learned through Disney movies back in the day, right? The old Disney cartoons, right? There's a lot of truths in them.
kissed way too many frogs in our lifetime.
There's some truth to that. So allow yourself to learn those lessons, those opportunities, and move forward with them. If something's not working out for you, move to where things can. But always, 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 when I say the Six of Swords, I always say this. I always say you can't run away from your problems. You need to address them and handle them as best you can, then moving forward, because things will resurface until you handle them the best as you can. They will continue to resurface no matter where you go. Okay. Now, that's why even I am a continued work in progress in that. Now, into the past, current, present, I had the Ace of Swords with the Nine of Swords. Okay. This is a contradiction, I would say, in itself. It's like slow and steady, finding your truth, finding your path, basically. Success will come. It's a slow and steady process, right? But this thing, there's a lot of worry that goes with it. I don't know if you're being challenged. I don't know if you're struggling. However this applies to you, know that success comes to those who are patient and persistent, okay? Patient and persistent. And let things be where they be, okay? Don't be an active participant in the change to get your success, but don't allow yourself to be so consumed by it that you're worried about it, okay? Now, moving to the future cards. Wow, a lot of swords here for you. I have the Five of Swords. Again, I had the Five of Swords with the Nine of Swords. So there's definitely, you're in your head a lot. Learn to relax. Sometimes a dress is a dress, right? You can only make a dress look so well with the fabric, okay? A dress is a dress, okay?
Oh,
Moving.
you can make it look fabulous.
But again, the idea here is
she's a visionary. I can tell you that. She's got abilities.
Learn to get out of your head and don't get frustrated with the things that are outside your control, okay? Do not sit and worry about the things that are not within your control, okay? Now, it moves into Mrs. Butterworth, or this version of it at least. This is the, what is this card? The High Priestess, okay? You need to learn and go and use your intuition. Use your intuition with what you're doing, okay? Those gut instincts, the gut instinct where all the good stuff is, that is what you need to listen to, okay? Like I said, everything you've learned, valuable lessons you learned in life, learned from Disney movies, right? Now apply this knowledge. Apply this knowledge. That's what I got for you.
True or false? Recognize Disney's version of the truth for what it is or isn't, and by life experience. No. Knowledge is power when it comes to Disney movies.
I just thought, get the humor in there.
Yeah, I'm cracking up laughing because I always think of that. All these, fairy tales that we grew up thinking we were going to meet that Prince Charming. He was going to sweep us off our feet, and right away, and of course, the magic kiss that wakes us up. So, I guess. I don't know. The underlying card of my reading is there has been some infighting around you, but I'm following your energy. I see you as the monarch of your family. You're that strength, you're that power. I know you're intuitive. I know you have abilities. I know you read. I know you have those strengths. And you've worked a lot on those, sharpening those skills. You're good at it. But it says I think it's the daughters that there's some bickering going on. It's their battle. They need to work out their own problems. You're not sure for everything. You got the wisdom. You can give me advice. But just like all us women, We're a little headstrong sometimes, and we don't always listen to great advice. Time to walk away from that. Pack your bags and walk away. They'll work it out. You know they will. So whatever that energy is going around you, it's not yours. Don't take it on. Let them figure it out. Because you've already planted the roots, the seeds, the Ace of Pentacles. They're rooted. They have the foundation, the grounding to make the right decisions. They're just bickering. Sometimes it's just sibling bickering to bicker. They need to recognize that they can have different opinions and they don't have to fight about it. They can move into their own spaces, whatever that argument is. Don't own it. Don't buy into it. Don't pick a side. Put your hands up and literally tell them when they ask you, "What do you think, Mom?" Well, what do you think I think? What do you think I would say to that? Ask them to answer their own question. Because you already taught them those lessons. They've got it. It's rooted. They're rooted in it. Because the High Priestess card. This is you in that energy. That psychic energy. You're connected with spirit. You hear them. You receive. You recognize the signs. You also recognize that when you need to step in and when you need to let them figure it out. You learn by making mistakes. We both know that one. We both experienced life. The beginning of the reading, I love the center of the reading. The center of the reading is that King of Wands, that power, that strength, that's you, that fire energy. But coming into this, what you're bringing into this week, this cycle, is a message of temperance. You need to pass that message on to your daughters. You guys need to calm down, step back, and assess what it is you're really fighting about. Because you know what? It's probably one of those stupid sibling rivalry bickers that, they're adults now, but they still do it, especially if you're in the room, because we tend to slip back into our childhood positions. The mom's around, and the fights begin, the silly fights. There's your stairway to heaven. You're connected with that light energy. You know that. I know that. The girls know that. So just bask in it. Know that they will get there. They also have abilities themselves. They know that these fights are ridiculous. This infighting, this trauma. Just tell them, you don't need to be around that energy. Figure it out. They need to figure it out. Not come to you for an answer. And if they come to you together for an answer, pick a side, Mom. Tell them, well, what do you think I would say? How do you think I would stand? Make them think about it. You got that strong foundation with that Four of Wands. You celebrate your strength in that foundation. They'll catch up. They're smart girls. It's all working together. You've already done the work. You've already done the working together. You've set that foundation. You set those messages, those strengths. Let them find them now. Let them experience it, because we experience things by mistakes we make. Sometimes that sibling rivalry learns a lot of lessons. Not for one, for both of them. And it's not one smarter or brighter than the other, as you well know. They both have points for whatever it is the infighting going on. I did pull a message from Spirit, though, and this card shined to me. I saw that. It's bright purple, spiritual energy, that crown chakra energy, that third eye energy. And the theme of the card is take flight. Dear you, there is always more than one side to an argument. Oh, isn't that funny? I didn't read it in advance. Two sides, if not more, to every story, and hundreds of ways it could be right, be different, be at odds, and so on. Wow, that is just so funny. Today, we suggest that instead of looking for differences, find the meeting place of arguments and approach this experience with understanding and compassion. Seek common ground to understand how another person thinks or how an alternate plan might be laid out. I think this is your advice to them. They need to find this information. You've already taught them this. Stay out of judgment too. Observe, discern, but accept that others have different stories, experiences, and journeys, and some people might refuse to remain open to another point of view. No matter what, you've been present with this great opportunity to explore a new way of doing things once common ground is on reach. You're attracting people and situations that enrich your life and bring you wonderful things to learn. We love you so much. I think this message actually is meant for the infighting. This is the stand you need to take with them. They need to figure it out. They need to learn the lessons. They also need to understand that they need to respect each other's opinion. They're probably both right about different aspects of whatever it is the bicker is about. I don't feel like this is a bicker that you're actually involved in. You're just a mom observing it again, again. So I love you, Teresa. Good luck. They'll work it out. Whatever that is, whatever that energy is, like I said, teach them the lesson that they need to learn. You've already taught them that. Now make them put it to practice. Make them listen to each other, to take respect towards each other's opinion. And if they need to agree to disagree, they need to do that. Because you know what? We all have those relationships. Love and light to everyone. Namaste. And blessings. Be blessed. Oh, thank you, Jack. I want to ask everybody to send me a little bit of healing energy or a prayer. I'm having circulation problems probably because I've been overdoing it, dancing, cutting rigs with my husband. But it's been really fun. Got a lot of numbness in my legs, so help me out. Send me a little love, healing energy, and feeling back. But I think the exercise is good for me. So, and I hear it. Yes, it is. But I think I've overdone it. Yeah, I need to learn my limitations and say, no, honey, I love that song, Tennessee Whiskey, but I need to sit this out tonight. I just love that song. That every band plays it too. We had I called Dean when I was taking a regular. They were on intermission, and then they came back when I was on the phone with Dean. So I got to hear the band. And we have some really good bands that come through our area. And, if you live in Texas, I know you guys get good bands that frequent. But, yeah, this band was a favorite. And we got there early, and there were no tables left. We actually joined another couple that we knew. Just that we'd be at a table. And we got there a half hour early, mind you, before the band normally even sets up. The band set up early too, so they're that popular. So it was fun though, and it was a beautiful night last night. It had cooled down to by 9 o'clock or 8:30 when we left. It had cooled down to about 75, and there was a nice breeze going, so made a really nice summer evening out of it. So. I want to bless everybody a wonderful Sunday, the rest of their evening with their family and loved ones around them. And we will see you next week. And I got to slow my husband down on this Friday, Saturday, 2 nights pro thing a bit. So it's either going to have to be Friday night or Saturday night. So, yeah. I know that we can't do close to midnight, past midnight for Dean. I'm thinking I'm on the West Coast, of course, so it's early here. He's 2 hours ahead. I think he's hoping I will just hurry up and move to the West Coast, the East Coast. So a lot of them on the opposite time zone. So my early is his early is my late. Probably work out better for us. But anyways, everybody have a great weekend and had fun reading you. I put some new information in our pull down box. I've had people reaching out. I haven't set up a calendar for doing private readings yet, but I'm open as long as I'm not doing more than 1 or 2 a week. I know that doesn't sound like very much, but yeah, I'm still healing and still got. I have to work around my scheduling. So as I put in there, I hate emails because I worked, in an industry that we were heavily email driven. So I will answer my emails. It's guided like tarot333@gmail.com. I think it is, and I think I added it to that. But if you are on Facebook and you have Messenger, friend request me. If you use a pseudonym that doesn't match your name on Facebook, because I may not recognize you by your real first name, if that's what your Facebook page is, friend request me and put in there your username for YouTube. So I recognize you because I get tons of requests. I seem to attract men from the military, retired men from the military, men my age. But and I must be a hot little redhead, I guess. I don't know. And they're all of rank too. Is really funny. And I'm like, what am I on some military website for Air Force, Navy, Marines? Don't usually get much interest from the Army, but that's okay. I'm married to a Navy man myself. And anyways, so I don't always, if I don't recognize you, if you do a friend request and don't say who you are and it's a name that I don't know, if I don't respond, next time I'm live, give me a hands up. Hey, I sent you a friend request so I can go and look for it if I missed it. Because I don't delete them. I just don't. I just leave them there. Because I also am linked to my daughter and my son-in-law who know everybody in the entire earth and abroad. So I get the, do you know this person? A lot of that too. And occasionally I'll get a friend request of somebody that knows my daughter and son-in-law, and they've met me. And yeah. So anyways, want to bless everybody a wonderful weekend, good following week, and we will see you next weekend. And I don't know what my schedule is going to be like. I'm going to start recording things. I don't edit or anything. I'm not that fancy, so I can talk to a wall. So we all know that. So anyways, I've been for recordings. I'll start putting them up and talk about different things in regards to mediumship and all the clairs and how they work. And maybe I work through them. Some suggestions on learning and skill building. And I'm really looking forward to doing some of that. And then maybe going into later things like grounding, meditation. I know when I work with people, usually one of the first thing everybody says, oh, I can't meditate. I'm not patient enough. It can work. We can talk about that. There are ways to learn to meditate. Everybody can meditate. You don't have to go into a big trance and all this. It's not that complicated. There's a lot of ways to meditate, and as you practice to do it, you're mostly just trying to quiet everything down. So, anyways, those are some of the topics I'd like to talk about and discuss, and open to suggestions. If you have questions, I will open a page in my community page. I think I have one political. You can always add it onto that political page. I'll start a new one for any questions you have out there, spiritual questions, or questions about mediumship that you'd like me to discuss or address in a show, so I can get those categorized and look up to organize some of the topics I'm going to talk about. Anyways, I've got a whole thing on mediumship that I can talk about different aspects of it. So yeah, I've been working on outlining the program and stuff so I'm a little organized. Got to get organized. So anyways, blessings to everybody. We'll catch you next week or later in the week. And always watch for our pop-ups, like, subscribe, hit the notification buttons you get. And if you haven't gotten timely notifications for our programs, which you already signed up, unnotify and then to notify all again. That will reset your notification so it will come out more promptly. We love you all. And we will see you next week.